So we always hear about kids on the autism spectrum, and that's all great, but have you ever wondered, what are the Asperger's Syndrome traits in an adult? Because everything is geared towards kids, right? In this video, I'm breaking down 5 of the most interesting, eye-opening traits of Asperger's Syndrome in adults that you can understand. Okay guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Aspie world. My name is Dan. I have a diagnosis of Asperger's Syndrome, ADHD, OCD, and dyslexia. Making weekly videos all about this stuff. So if you don't want to miss out, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below by clicking the notification bell. And if you're watching on my other social platforms, then make sure to hit the follow button and you'll see these videos as they come. So, Asperger's Syndrome in adults is really interesting. It's actually quite fascinating because Asperger's Syndrome actually refers to something called a low support needs autism individual, because they took the term Asperger's Syndrome out of the DSM, which is kind of like the diagnostic criteria, way back in 2013. But the interesting thing about it is that people still look for and understand the term Asperger's Syndrome to talk about what I'm talking about right now, which is the high support needs autistic individuals, the people who fly under the radar really easily. So I'm going to go through some of this right now. So the first one is delayed in onset of emotions. Now, when you are an autistic person of low support needs or Asperger's Syndrome, then you're around more people because you can hold down a job, or you may have a relationship, or you may have lots and lots of friends, and you're going to do a lot more than someone typically with higher support needs, right? And in this situation, you'll find yourself kind of having to deal with lots of emotions, lots of feelings, and lots of different people's ins and outs of conversion. Now, one of the most interesting things in this specific one is there's a delay in the onset of the emotions. An autistic individual with Asperger's Syndrome may have something happen to them that they may feel intently irate about, or sad, or emotional about. Yet they won't display how they feel or even understand how they feel until a little bit afterwards. This is also to do with something called alexithymia, which comes kind of comorbidly, co-occurring alongside autism. It's kind of part and parcel of it. And because of that, the person will feel the emotions way afterwards, because what we have is the word emotion comes from energy in motion, and we feel the energy, but we can't identify it yet to put it into motion. So that's delayed. And this is very common in autistic people. So you may find that, like, and it happens with jokes. You may tell somebody a joke, like Darren, your friend, you don't know if he's autistic or not, but you tell Darren a joke, and then a day later, he may text you saying, like, dude, that joke was so funny. Or he may just burst out laughing days later telling you about that joke. I have this all the time. Jokes is one of my biggest issues because I don't understand. And also social settings. I don't understand the social setting until afterwards I've had to process and think about it. And then I kind of think, oh yeah, I get it now. So that delayed onset of emotions is very prevalent in Asperger's Syndrome. Okay, so number 2 is scripted conversation or rehearsing socializing. This is so interesting. Me and my partner, bless her soul, we do this quite often. We'll script what we want to say, especially with telephone conversations, or like if we're going to meet new people, we're going to script, like, how are we going to go about this? We're going to think about it in this way, and we're going to script it. So we kind of prepare ourselves for the social conversation. And you'll see somebody practicing this or thinking about it or going over in their head what they're going to say to the person, or what they're going to say in that situation, or what they're going to say on the phone. This is just so indicative of Asperger's Syndrome, because rehearsing scripted conversation for socializing is something that nobody does unless you have an issue with socializing. Socializing issues on communication levels happen for people on the autism spectrum, and people with Asperger's Syndrome will display this more openly because of their lower support needs, meaning they're going to be around those situations a heck of a lot more than the average autistic person. Okay guys, just a word from today's sponsor.
Today's sponsor is Trustworthy, and it's more than just an app. Trustworthy is a all online dashboard that helps organize your family. It's kind of like #1 tool, the all-in-one organizer for your family, right? And so it is an app that you can use on your phone, on your tablet, or on your computer, and it's amazing. I find this to be an ADHD godsend, right? So me and my girlfriend are forever forgetting, oh, the trash goes out on this day. Oh, it's somebody's birthday. Or, oh, the kid's insurance for their healthcare runs out on this day. We need to renew this. Or my driver's license renews this day. Or if you're going somewhere and you forget your ID, you're like, oh goodness, I don't have a digital copy. Well, Trustworthy does all of that for you, all in one. Now, if I show you a screenshot here, basically you can keep all your family IDs on here. You can keep track of all your finances. You can even store your passwords for different things in here. You can also then put in all of your insurance stuff. You've got life insurance, medical insurance, any auto insurance, stuff like that. You can hide legal documents in here so you never lose them, and it's all in one central place, which is completely secure and encrypted. It's absolutely amazing, and I find it absolutely fascinating. Now, If you want to check out Trustworthy, please go to the link in the description down below and check it out. This is an ADHD godsend. It's kind of like organizing everything for you. And it's also got the nickname the family operating system, and it absolutely is just that. So please check out Trustworthy down below. I think it's a godsend, and I know that you're going to get a lot from it. Thank you for sponsoring this video.
Okay, so number 3 is sensory seeking through internal sensations. Now, this could be a whole number of things. And one of the things I will give you as an example is people with Asperger syndrome may hum to the vacuum cleaner, like, because that's kind of like an internal sensation of stimming or self-stimulatory behavior or sensory seeking through internal ways. Another way to do this is that maybe they're always crunching on lettuce or celery, because that need for sensory stimuli, they're getting that internally through those things because it's making them feel a certain way internally. Another way would be to remember a sound or remember a time or remember a feeling that will give you satisfaction and unleash dopamine in your brain. This is something that autistic individuals, especially people with Asperger syndrome, will do. They will think about something that gives them dopamine because it's a sensory seeking activity through internal stimuli. And I think this is absolutely fantastic, similar to why I have so many tattoos, because that vibration of the tattooing gives me a sensory stimuli, calming feel. It's super awesome. I actually have a tattoo book for next week because I just love getting tattoos because of the way it feels. And it might be quite odd and kind of counterintuitive because it's painful, but it's also very satisfying at the same time. And if you know what I'm on about, please give this video a thumbs up. And hey, like and subscribe. If you're liking this video, you have to subscribe. It's kind of like the law. If you don't subscribe, then we can't be friends. But if you subscribe, hey, I'm your new friend. What's up? Dan and you, buddies. Okay, the next one is hyperlogical empathy. Now, empathy comes in a very interesting way. Empathy, to be empathetic, means to see something from somebody else's point of view and feel their feelings, right? How would you like it if you were in their situation, etc.? Now, autistic individuals will not be able to specifically get that. However, what we do have for people with Asperger syndrome, low support needs, autism, we will have hyperlogical empathy, meaning that we can analyze the situation, logically think, how would that person feel? And then think, okay, if I was in that situation, I would do this, that, and the other, or I wouldn't say this, or whatever. So we can analyze, we can confront that situation, see it directly head on, analyze it, logically come out with an algorithmic distribution of outcomes, and then choose the best outcome for that. So it's not really understanding empathy, it's understanding those things. And so, for example, an autistic person may give you this example. If you are non-autistic and you have a friend who's had something happen to them, and the autistic person you think may not understand them, you say, oh, come on, have some empathy, like think about it from their point of view. Now, the person with Asperger syndrome may turn around and be like, okay, give me some variables. What is the process? What's happened? How do they do it? And may ask you more questions than you probably thought was socially acceptable about that thing. They're gaining that information, that data, to process an outcome, to understand, to be empathetic in that moment. And this is so interesting. I used to get so much trouble for this from people because I didn't understand the situations without understanding more information about it. And that's okay because we're autistic and we need to gather that data before moving forward with our conclusion or even our empathy. But this is something very interesting, and it is prevalent in autism and Asperger syndrome specifically. Okay, my final one, but not the least, is emotional flashbacks to social failures. Now, autistic individuals, Asperger people with Asperger syndrome will always flash back to situations in social situations that they failed in. They may feel like, oh, I was on a date with a girl and it's going so well and I said something stupid. Oh, and that would just flash back constantly and just sit there and make them feel rubbish. Or they'll think about a time when they were in school and they didn't have many friends because they were socially unable to deal with a situation that presented itself, or like gym class, or any situation. Could be going out to a club and trying to, meet friends or do something interesting. But no, the failure will always flash back and give you kind of like this trauma where rather than just letting go, we'll obsess over the fact that, oh, we did this thing wrong, we did it wrong, or we failed. It's okay. Like I literally coach autistic individuals one-on-one with how to increase their potential towards life and be the most awesome people they possibly can. Now, if this is something you're interested in, I'll leave a link down below where you can actually book a one-on-one consult with me. Or you can just go into theaspyworld.com/Dan book, and you can book a session with me and speak to me directly. We'll have a hangout on Zoom and I can help with all areas of your life. But it's so interesting. The emotional flashbacks for social failures haunt autistic people to no end. And I know I can see you like smiling right now because you know you do it. I can help you. So give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if that is something you deal with. Okay, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.